Don't blame the outside world. It's all a part of your creation. Yo, what's going on all my beautiful people on here? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope everybody in your family is doing great. Your environment, everything you're surrounding yourself with, just bringing you uplifting vibes, okay? Because we are co-creating such an amazing life, and we're on such a journey to happiness and fulfillment and all things we desire. All right, so my camera died, so I'm using my phone. My camera charger is with my friend. They live in Atlanta, so that just gives me an excuse to take a trip to Atlanta. Why not? Everything's happening for us. Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna be talking about do not allow the moment to dictate your future. I was meditating outside, just kind of asking the universe, asking source, asking higher self, just to bring clarification to my life in whatever area need be. You know, just bring me some type of clarification. I'm not gonna be picky, I'm not gonna be detailed, just teach me something. You know, I'm always a student to life. And so this is what came up. And I wrote some stuff down. You know, I like writing things, personal messages to the universe. So I'll just be reading some of these things and going through it. So don't allow the outside world or things that have happened in the past to control your vibration, your frequency, your mood. Let it guide you instead of control you. If something happens in your moment that you don't want, don't let that situation make you spiral down this focus of, oh, I don't like this, why is this happening? I could be doing something else, oh, I'm so frustrated. Don't allow your moment to control you. Let it guide you. Ask yourself, okay, what is this showing me? If it's a situation that's happening you don't want to happen, instead of reacting in a way that's just very resistive, like, oh, I'm just gonna ignore this, or I don't want this happening, it's making me upset. Now I'm upset, I don't wanna talk to you, I'm having a bad day, don't talk to me. Instead of allowing that situation to keep you descending on your vibrational level, allow it to uplift you. See how it's bringing you strength or clarification, or allowing you to see who you've been so now you can recreate the person you want to be. Don't let certain situations control you in a way that's keeping you aligned or keeping you down a path that you don't want to be in. You know, everything that happens in our life can be of our benefit if we allow it to be, or it could be a detriment if we allow it to be. So I also wrote, the moment is a result of what you've created so far. If you allow the past or current moment to dictate your vibration, mood, or future, you will be creating old news or what was already created. This is how we create cycles, and we keep certain habits that are not really good for us. We keep seeing ourselves as who we were before. We keep telling ourselves this story that it really isn't benefiting us. You know, oh, I'm this shy person that, you know, doesn't like this and this. So, oh, why are you shy? Because whenever I was in this grade, or just whenever I do anything, I kind of feel left out, or whatever the story is you're telling yourself. You are who you say you are. So stop saying you're something you don't want to be. And you don't even have to say it. You are who you think you are. Stop thinking you're this person that you don't want to be. Take your power back. So, for example, let's just say I have this job. So how am I ever going to get this house that I want? Because this job only pays so much an hour. Or I just got out of a relationship that I wanted to be in so bad, and it ended just like all my other relationships. How am I ever going to find true love? Or I just been diagnosed with this. How am I ever going to live a happy, healthy life? The physical world is just a response to what we've been emitting, to what we've been putting out. So don't continue to put out certain feelings and thoughts and actions or overall vibrations that you don't want to receive. So like I said, I have this job, there's no way I'll be able to pay this house. Let's recreate that. So let's say something like this. I am so happy I have this job because it's showing me the limitations I've put on myself and putting a fire of desire under my butt to be better, lighting the path to my desires. This job is showing me that there's so much more that I'm capable of, that I'm worth. Without this job, I probably wouldn't see my worth in this way. So I'm grateful for this job in this moment because it's showing me how much possibilities and potential I have. It's not the end all be all, it's just a step on the ladder. Instead of saying, this relationship just fell apart, just like all my other ones, how am I ever gonna find true love? Say something like, I'm so grateful for this relationship that I've had. It's been fun. It's been a lot of ups and downs. It showed me a lot. I've gained a lot of patience, a lot of knowledge of self. And overall, I know that I have a vision and an image in my head of me living a happy life. So whatever's happening in my life, I know is happening for me. So this relationship leaving my life is just welcoming better things to come in, to replace the old energy that is no longer serving me with new, exciting, expansive energy that's going to fulfill me. Instead of, you getting a diagnosis and feeling very sad and like the world's going to end. Say something like, okay, I got this diagnosis, and the medical industry really isn't the best place to get your information of who you are and where you're going in the future. I work in the medical industry. I respect it. I love it. But we kill a lot of people just by putting certain thoughts and concepts in their head that isn't really true. Anywho, so instead of having no hope after a diagnosis, tell yourself, okay, I don't know why I got this diagnosis. I don't know why this is happening, but what I do know is everything happens for me. So this diagnosis may be just showing me, okay, maybe I need to be more health conscious, or maybe this is just to strengthen me. Maybe along my journey, it's not just about me. Maybe I am supposed to have this challenge to show my granddaughter, my grandson, my son, or other people that it's possible to get through this. It's possible to live a happy, healthy, abundant life, even with this certain diagnosis. Don't look at your moment as against you. It's always happening for us. All right. So I also wrote, recreate the meaning you give to the past and what's going on in your moment so it aligns with your desires and goals instead of things you do not want. So for example, let's say in the past, I just really didn't do good in school. Didn't like it, didn't like the teachers, didn't like the people, didn't like the work, nothing about it. And there was a bunch of people in the school that really didn't look like me, or they didn't really have my mindset, or whatever the case may be. And so I have this story I tell myself about school and about education and about certain types of people. So that's the meaning I'm giving myself of that situation, of school, of education. But I have this vision for myself of being a lawyer or being a realtor, or whatever the case may be. So that kind of means I have to go to school. But I have this story that I tell myself about school. Let's change the story, because it's maybe causing you resistance. Maybe you're procrastinating on applying to certain schools. Maybe you're just like, oh, well, I think I could just do this. I don't have to live like that. You are limiting yourself. So let's change the story so we can accomplish our goal. Yes, you may have gone to school and people weren't like you, people didn't look like you, it wasn't fun or nothing. But tell yourself, that was just to strengthen me. I was put in that situation because I needed to figure out who I was so that I can be the best lawyer I can be. This was all a part of my story, of my journey, of the plan. And if I look at what has happened in my past as something against me or something that didn't mean anything to me or shouldn't have happened, then I'm not allowing myself to become the person that ultimately I deeply want to become. So change the story. Stop looking at school in that way just because you went through some things. You went through those things because you were supposed to build the character you needed to build to become the version of yourself that you want to ultimately become. And when you change that story and you shift your paradigm, you change everything about you in the moment and in the future. Now you may start getting thoughts and desires of going and applying to college and figuring out, maybe you figure out that you don't even need to go to college. Maybe you get taught by a guru or something. You're more accepting to learning from people and just being a student. Now that you have changed the story that you've been telling yourself because of traumatic situations or something that you can vividly remember, and it just was not something you wanted to go through. And you can use that for anything. Change the story you tell yourself so it aligns to your desires. And first you have to observe yourself in the stories you're telling yourself and see how they're creating the life you're living. And then once you can do that, then you can change the story, change how you feel about that situation. So I also wrote, if someone did you dirty, don't blame the outside world, the person, their race, their gender, their sexuality, etc., because that perception will continue to follow you like a shadow. And since that's something you're focusing on, you'll continue to recreate similar situations or types of people. So someone did you dirty, and now you're like, oh, I don't like that type of people. I don't like that type of race because, I was in a couple of relationship with them and they just crazy and they do this and that, they do this and that. Oh, I don't want to be with this gender anymore. I want to move over to this gender because this gender, they be playing with me. Don't play with me. They just take up all my energy and blah, 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 blah. Whatever you're telling yourself, realize first that everything that's happening in your life is happening for you, depending on the goals you have in mind, the vision you have for yourself, because you're getting there. And everything that's happening in your life is molding you to get there. You have to trust it, even if it's something that you do not like, because the things we like a lot of the times are in our comfort zone. And if we want to become this big thing, we have to get out of our comfort zone at some point. So we're gonna have to go through things that we don't like. So just trust the journey, trust life is directing you in the right way. Because if you have the vision, if you have the outlook, if you have that in your mind, it's happening and it's going to happen. So long as you don't doubt yourself and you don't halt that vision to come into fruition. But like that person that did you dirty, don't blame them. Don't blame the outside world. Yes, initially you might get upset because we're humans and we have emotions, but don't blame the outside world. It's all a part of your creation. And the more you start to blame that person that did you dirty and you're focusing on those types of people and you're focusing on, oh, I don't want nobody that lies and does this and that because, Pete or Sarah did me this way and blah, blah, blah. Look at what you're focusing on. What you focus on grows, even if it's something you're focusing on that you don't want. I don't want this. I don't want poverty. I don't want this. I don't want this. Beyond your words and what you want, look at what you're focusing on. Don't even focus on the person that did you dirty and people lying to you. Don't focus on that. Focus on people being trustworthy with you. Focus on the things you do want. Don't allow the moment to dictate your future. Okay, there's one more thing I wrote. So, have a deep connection and inner knowing with the unseen. So, okay, I really like this download. Whenever I say inner knowing, this is what I mean. So, there's a lot of things that we know, But we only know it because we were told by the outside world, by a teacher, by a book, by a story, by a parent, by a movie, by a song. And we think we know these things, especially whenever the resources that are telling us these things are doctors or government people, or just people that we put at a high caliber of, oh, they must be right because they are this, Beyond that, beyond the outside world, inner knowing is what you feel inside to be true. Inner knowing, listening to yourself. Okay, so that's just what I mean by inner knowing. I have a deep connection and inner knowing with the unseen. Have a vivid and beautiful imagination. Fill your mind with positive, uplifting, and reassuring thoughts, concepts, beliefs, outlooks, perceptions, etc. See how everything is working in your favor. Because when something happens to us that we don't like, it's easy for us to blame, to be upset, and become sad or unmotivated. It's easy to become the victim and run away from the responsibility. Then it seems like the world, certain people, life in general, are just against us. Whenever you have a deep inner knowing of the unseen, the unmanifest, we live in the manifested world. This is the manifest. Unmanifest is thoughts, beliefs, imagination, the things that we can't see, the things that have not manifested for us. Having a deep belief in knowing that things will come into fruition even if we don't see it right now. I have $100 in my bank right now, but you know what? I know that I'm going to have 100,000 in 3 months because I just know. And I'm working with the universal laws instead of against them. And I say this because things are going to happen in our life that we do not want to happen. That's just the whole contrast. We have things that happen in our life to show us what we do want. We have things that we do in our life to show us what we don't want. And we accept and we appreciate the things that happen in our life that we don't want just as much as things that are happening that we do want. So we're balanced. So we're working with the universe. But implementing in your mind, uplifting, strengthening thoughts and concepts will help you stay at a certain vibration when those low vibrational bad things happen to us. If we have concepts and beliefs in our mind that are leading us down a path of anger and frustration and hatred, whenever we get into a situation that's gonna make us angry, on top of those beliefs, we're just gonna have so much anger emitting from our being that what are we attracting now? So much anger, so much discord, so much chaos. And when things happen that we don't want, we tend to focus on it a lot because we want to try to figure out how to get rid of it. We don't want this uncomfortability anymore. We don't want the situation happening anymore. So if we can allow ourselves to build concepts that are uplifting, when we do focus on how to get out of a certain situation, we will be looking and thinking about it in a way that is surrounded with good vibes instead of bad vibes. We will be on a vibration that is going to attract what we do want instead of what we don't want. And since whenever things happen to us that we don't want, we tend to focus on a lot, maybe we get sick or something, or something's happening in our body. We're like, oh my gosh, what is this? I really want to know. I'm stressed out. We focus on it a lot. So if we can build a foundation of concepts and beliefs and thoughts and mental attitudes, just in life in general, when things like that happen to us and we start to focus on it, we will be in a vibration that's high and attracting other high vibrations. And whatever beliefs you have, whatever mindsets you have, whatever outlooks you have are very important because it will control your emotions. It will control the way you set goals. For example, if I have a belief and I'm in a group of people who believe this, that certain people are just less than, they're just not as good as us because we are more holy or we are more knowing, and then those other people come up in our environment. Now we're probably going to get upset. We're going to feel all mightier and we may want to get rid of them, extinguish them. We had a belief and now our emotions are continuing to make us feel that belief. Or we can have a belief of, each person that comes into your moment is an opportunity for expansion. You know, everybody should be loved. We come from the same seed, and we are just here living this life, learning together, co-creating. Then when people come into your life, no matter what color, gender, size, shape, whatever, your emotions will help you feel that belief. So, y'all, this is just some things that I have just gotten from the universe, the multiverse, source, God, creator, higher self, whomever, whatever you want to say. And I love sharing these things with you. Please like, subscribe, share the video. I love y'all for watching. I love you for just being here. Us co-creating this beautiful world, this beautiful life. And it's forever and forever going to continue to become more and more high vibrational or loving, caring, because that's the visions we see. That's the outlook we see. That's just how it is. That's just where it's going. And we are going through certain things so we can build character, so we can build emotion, so we can have a contrast of what we want and do not want. These things that are happening are great. It's beautiful because it's helping us evolve. Hey, it's a beautiful day. Much love to y'all, okay? You are whole, you are strong, you are loving, you are peaceful, you are happy and harmonious. Let nothing get in your way. Do not even allow your moment to dictate your future, okay? You are the controller, you are the creator. It's a happy day. Much love to you. Until the next video. Peace.